Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. The box squad has been announced to take on Argentina this coming Saturday. Am I surprised with the team? Yes. Am I excited for the game? Yes. Now I know we probably can't win the championship because the All Blacks are unstoppable at the moment. But I do claw onto some bit of hope that we can pull it through. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. As always, starting off with the front row, we got Steven Kitshoff, Malcolm Marx, and Frans Malherbe. I mean, Kitshoff and Malherbe, in my opinion, still the best front row we can have. Probably the best front row in the world. Malcolm Marx finally gets his start. People have been calling for him. Bongi's performances haven't been really up to it lately. Maybe that's because of game time or something. But Malcolm Marx, best hooker in the world. So very, very strong front row. They'll be very important for us during this game because we know the All Blacks literally demolished the Las Pumas when it came to the physicality and the set pieces when it was scrum time and lineouts. Moving on to the lineouts, we have Eben Etzebeth and Marvin Orie. So this far, when I came to the people that I wanted to see, I've only got Malcolm Marx right. But I mean, Eben Etzebeth, I thought he's going to have some time off with his situation. Would have loved to have seen Ergie Snyman get a start. But I mean, Eben Etzebeth, best luck to ever do it. So, can't go wrong. Marvin Orie, people will have their say about him. But I mean, Marvin Orie is the perfect guy to just do your job. He's a clean worker, goes into the line-out, secures your line-out ball, just does the hard work, kind of goes under the radar. But I mean, those first five, Steven Kitshoff, Malcolm Marx, Frans Malherbe, Eben Etzebeth, Marvin Orie, there's not much better than that. I would have loved to have seen Lure Jager again. I think he had a bad game last week, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's still one of the best in the green and gold. So, but I mean, Marvin Orie, I don't have real issues with that. Moving on to the Lucies, we got Marco van Staden, probably the standout player for us against Argentina. He was absolutely brilliant. He's going to be crucial for us when it comes to that breakdown again this coming weekend to disrupt that quick ball that Argentina will be looking for. He was absolutely brilliant and a well-deserved start. I mean, that's the guy that I wanted to see as well. Pieter Steph de Toy, no real issues. He's back to his form. When it came to, he was at his best in that 2018, 2019, really was a breakthrough player for us, dipped in form, bit of a doubt around his position, but I mean, the guy has been absolutely brilliant in this whole championship, no qualms with him starting, and I love to see him back on form, loving his rugby again. Dwayne Vermeulen, also the captain of the side, slotting in that number 8 position. Now, I said I wanted to see Jasper Wiese, even though he had an absolutely dreadful game last week. I wanted to see him again, showcase some confidence in the guy. Says, listen, you can have a bad game, but we're trusting you again. Because he has been performing for us. But I mean, Dwayne Vermeulen has literally just rolled the clock back about 20 years. Captain of the side. And you can't go wrong with Dwayne. Some experience there as well. And that's the forward pack. I wouldn't have made too many changes if I was to pick our strongest team. This is a very, very, very strong team. Moving on to the back line, and this is where the excitement starts. Finally, Grant Williams starts. I wanted to see him start, and he finally gets that start. I think people said he had a bad game against the All Blacks for making one or two mistakes, but I mean, he's so young. He needs some game time. He needs some experience into the system, and it's a brilliant chance for him to play against Argentina with Manie Lebok on his outside. I think that too, as a system, works absolutely brilliant. Manie should have started last week. He should be the 10 going forward. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes. He's not your 100 Pollard type player that keeps the game tight. He is flary, and with flair comes the mistakes. But I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. Manie Lebok in that 10 jersey. Very excited to see that. Now, the centers, this is where I'm actually very, very, very surprised. Damien Dealinde and Jesse Kriel. Now, I would have changed both of them. I would have started Andre Esterhuizen and Lukania Am. Now, I know Jesse Kriel wouldn't have had a game then, but I would have played Jesse Kriel closer to the World Cup because we know the starter is Lukania Am. And Andre Esterhuizen was absolutely brilliant against Australia. I think he deserved to start again with Damien Dealinde not really being at the races, in my opinion, last week. Other people said he had a very good game. But I mean, Damien Linde, Jesse Creel, I just struggle to see where the creativity comes from there. But I mean, Jesse Creel, we know he does a good job. He never really disappoints. I think he's solid in defence. He runs hard with the ball. Damien Linde, well, Jesse Creel will hardly see the ball with Damien on his inside. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that matchup goes. We got our best back three, Kurtley Arendse, Cheslin Colby. I mean, try scoring machines on both sides with Willie Leroux in 15. I would have made the change where I would have started Damian Willemse at 15. I just think he's a bit defensively more secure than Willie. But Willie is very good when it comes to attacking, and he slots in perfectly with Manie Lebok, whoever goes into that first receiver. I would have put Willie at player 23. Just my opinion, because I think he gets better as the game goes on when he starts running at those tired bodies. We saw it against the All Blacks. He struggled at the start, and then he really rose his game at the back end. Just my opinion, as I said. Moving on to the back line, we got Bongi Mnambi on the bench with Trevor Nyakane and Vincent Koch. I would have loved to have seen Dweba maybe get that slot on the bench. Just I feel he'll be more of an impact player than Bongi. But I mean, Bongi still does a job. He's usually the starter as well. And then the big men come on, and that's Kwagga Smith and Erge Snyman. And Kwagga is, in my opinion, probably the best sub you can have in the world. I think he's an absolute workhorse, especially going after those tired bodies. The guy is absolutely crazy. Erge Snyman, absolute Viking. I mean, I don't want to say the same stuff about him, but so I'll just leave it out. But we know Erge Snyman, Kwagga Smith, probably two of the best subs you can have to bring into your squad. I would have loved to have seen Franco Mostert there as well. I think Franco struggled last week to when he had to go into that starting position. But I mean, the same as Kwagga, when you get him onto those tired bodies, onto the field when it matters at the end to close the game, Franco Mostert, you can't get much more hard-working guys than him. Faf de Klerk on the bench, would have loved to have seen Reinach, but I mean, Faf had a good game last week. You can't really fault him for being on the bench. Lucanio Am on the bench as well with Damian Willemse. Yeah, it's a very, very strong team. I wonder what our approach will be. Will we go like New Zealand did against Argentina and try and break them down physically? I was very surprised to see New Zealand take that tactic against Argentina, but we saw how well it worked, and that was in Argentina. Surely we go with about the same and then mix in some flair with it. So it's a very mix and match squad altogether, team that we announced. I'm a bit all over the place. I'm a bit rushed this morning. So yeah, excuse me for talking a bit too quickly and rushing over it, but I mean, just had to get it out. This is just my quick thoughts and opinion on the lineup. We'll do one. We'll talk about the match breakdown when it comes to the match preview. So yeah, let me know what you think about the lineups. What changes would you have made? Are you satisfied with the lineup? Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow.